Hello everyone, a very warm welcome to all of you. Welcome to Swa Education, myself Radha. And today we are going to discuss about what is spore and vegetative cell and microbial growth and the factor, either intrinsic and extrinsic factor, that can cause effect on microbial growth. And this topic is mainly from paper 2 and unit 2nd, that is microbiology, food hygiene and sanitation. So today we are going to target this portion. So what is spore? Spores are the single cell structure that help in reproduction, especially asexual reproduction. So spore are single cell, help in asexual reproduction, found in fungi, non-flowering plant, bacteria and algae. But when we are talking about bacterial spores are not reproductive in nature. Some microbes produce spore just as a protective measure. Just from the protection from extreme environmental condition, they produce a spore. And the bacterial spore safeguard the organism from extreme environmental condition. So what is spore? Spore are single cell structure that can help in asexual reproduction, but bacterial spore are not reproductive in nature. Bacteria produce spore just for the protection purpose, to protect themselves from the extreme environmental condition. And what is sporogenesis? As the name suggests, sporogenesis, that is made up of two terms, spore plus genesis. Genesis means generation or formation of spore. So the process of formation of spore is known as sporogenesis. So during favorable condition, spore differentiate into vegetative cell. So when there is a favorable condition, these spore differentiate and form vegetative cells. So what we discussed, what is spore, what is sporogenesis, and under favorable condition, how spore differentiate into vegetative cell. So overall event in spore, so firstly this is a vegetative cell. Normally this cell is a vegetative cell. But on starvation, means, or we can say under unfavorable condition, under unfavorable condition, that is starvation, means lack of food is there. So under that condition, this vegetative cell convert into, or we can say produce spores. So this vegetative cell produce spore. On unfavorable condition, spore are released out of vegetative cell. So under unfavorable condition, these spore released out from vegetative cell and remain dormant. Dormant means in inactive stage. In inactive stage. So what happen, in normal condition there is a vegetative cell, but on starvation condition, when there is a lack of food, spore produced, and then those spore in unfavorable condition released out from the vegetative cell and remain dormant for some time, or we can say remain inactive. That is called dormancy. But when favorable condition come, this spore germinate by the process of germination and convert into fruiting body as well. So then germ tube form that a new vegetative cell. That germ tube again form a vegetative cell. So under favorable condition, it again form a vegetative cell. So we can say during favorable condition, the spore differentiate into vegetative cell. And the process of formation of a spore is called sporogenesis. Clear? Next one, it's sporangium. So sporangium consists of spores, its food source, and that is hyphae. So what is vegetative cell? Vegetative cell are typically actively growing cell that form the endospore. Means vegetative cell form endospore. How? We will see it later. So these cells are a product of asexual reproduction, and the vegetative cell do not participate in the production of gametes. Vegetative cell cannot manage stress. Why? As we see that under unfavorable condition, that can be starvation or stress, vegetative cell produce spore. So that means vegetative cell cannot manage stress, and when there is a favorable condition, these spore again differentiate into vegetative cell under favorable condition. So that means vegetative cell cannot manage stress. Thus the sensitive vegetative cell differentiate into spore that are unsusceptible. So under unfavorable condition, vegetative cell differentiate into spore, and when there is a favorable condition, these spore again differentiate into vegetative cell. So that is the condition. So spore is of two types. Endospore means inside the cell or within the cell, or exospore means outside the cell. So endospore are formed within the vegetative cell. What is? This is endospore inside the cell. And what is exospore? Cell are formed either one of the endovegetative cell, or we can say surface of the cell. The spore that present outside the cell, that are exospore. Endospore are formed inside the parent vegetative cell, and exospore are formed outside the vegetative cell by the help of budding. Endospore are highly durable dehydrated cell, means absence of water is there, and can survive in extreme heat condition. As all we know, when there is unfavorable or stress condition, vegetative cell convert into spore. So that means endospore also survive in extreme condition. Endospore are also called resting cell, and exospore are highly resistible of desiccation and heat, means they can resist on extreme condition, that is exospore. So what are endospore? So the formation of endospore is a type of survival mechanism. During stress, vegetative cell of few bacteria produce endospore. These endospore are highly resistant, unicellular form, and also the endospore are non-reproductive structure, thus they differ from the typical spore. Means vegetative cell produce endospore under unfavorable condition. What is sporangium? As we see that sporangium consists of spore. So sporangium is an enclosed structure within which the spore are formed. So it is a enclosed structure within which the spores are formed. Many plants and fungi produce spores by means of meiosis. Meiosis means there are two processes. One we know about mitosis, other one is meiosis. Mitosis means equational division, and meiosis means reductional division. Equational division means if there is a cell that is 2n, it divide into 2n and 2n itself. But in meiosis, if there is a 2n cell stage, reductional division is there, means it divide into n and n. So later this spore under mitotic cell division to form a mature haploid spore, and these sporangia can be unicellular and multicellular. What is tube cell? In plant, vegetative cell form a tube cell. The latter grows into a pollen tube, and this tube transfer the male gamete to the ovule. Also, there is another cell in pollen that is responsible for production of gamete. This is generative cell. Thus generative cell are reproductive and vegetative cell are non-reproductive. What does it mean? So it's mature pollen grain. It consists of vegetative cell and generative cell. What generative cell do? Formation of pollen grain. And what was it vegetative cell do? Formation of pollen tube. Formation of pollen tube. So vegetative cell form it's a mature pollen grain that consists of vegetative cell and generative cell, and vegetative cell in future convert into pollen tube. So vegetative cell form a pollen tube that later grows into pollen tube, and this tube transfer the male gamete into the ovule. Let's suppose it's a female ovule in case of plant, and this pollen tube that formed from the vegetative cell, it transfer male gamete into the ovule. And also there is another cell in the pollen that is responsible for the production of gamete. This is called generative cell. Means this generative cell form gamete, that's why it is called generative cell. I hope it is clear that what is vegetative cell, what is generative cell, what is sporangium, what is spores, and what is endospore and vegetative cells. So under favorable condition, how vegetative cell convert into spore, and how again spore when there is an unfavorable condition, vegetative cell convert into spores, but when there is a favorable condition, it again convert into vegetative cell. And what is the purpose of vegetative cell? Produce pollen tube that transfer the gamete from gamete to ovule. So how do spore differ from gamete? The spore can individually proliferate to form sporelling, whereas the fusion of male and female gamete is necessary to develop a zygote. Also, animal produce only gamete, not spores. So that is the difference. Next one is microbial growth. How microorganisms grow. So this is a growth curve. So initially this phase is known as lag phase. That is also called adjustment phase. Then let's suppose I have this growth medium, and if I inoculate microbial colonies here, microorganism, so first it takes time to adjust there. So first phase is adjustment phase, that is also called lag phase. Then microorganisms grow exponentially, means birth rate is more than death rate. That is called exponential or log phase. Then there is a stationary phase, when there is no growth, birth and death rate is equal. And then there is a decline phase, that is called death phase. So what are the factors that affect the growth of microorganism in food? So these are intrinsic and extrinsic factor. Intrinsic factor include pH, water activity. As all we know that most of the microbial survive approx the water activity on an average is 0.91, or we can say 0.99. Oxidation reduction potential, nutrient content, antimicrobial constituent, biological structure. These are the factors that affect the growth of microorganism, that is basically intrinsic factor. What is extrinsic factor? Extrinsic factor are like gases in the environment, humidity, temperature of storage. So these are the factors that affect the growth of microorganism. Processing factor and implicit factor also affect the growth of microorganism in food. So again it's a graph that is microbial growth curve. Next one, what is lag phase, log phase, stationary phase and death phase during the growth of a microorganism? So lag phase, at this stage microbes are adjusting themselves with the new environment, that's why we call it adjustment phase. and synthesize essential component for their life. Log phase, that is also called stationary phase, when microbe produce lot of metabolite and increase in number rapidly, or we can say birth rate is higher in log phase. Then there is a stationary phase. Stationary means no increase, no decrease, static. So number of populations start to be steady. With ongoing metabolic production, nutrients are running out plus waste start to increase. So death rate and birth rate are almost equal, no increase, no decrease. And in death phase, number of population are decreasing because now that growth medium are going to be declined. In order for microbe to grow, they need mainly carbon, nitrogen, oxygen source with some factor as well. And these factors are categorized into two types, intrinsic and extrinsic factor. Intrinsic factor include pH. As all we know that most of bacteria inactivated at pH lower than 4.5, that is acidic. However, some type of yeast can withstand with very low pH, that is acidic pH. So it's depend that some of the pH somehow also affect the growth of the microorganism, because some microorganism grow on higher pH, some grow on lower pH. So it also a factor that affect the growth of microorganism. This is the pH range of microorganism. At what pH mold grow, at what is the pH in which yeast can grow. So it's a pH graph that how microorganism grow, and in between what is the range any microorganism can grow. Next one, moisture content or water activity. So different range of water activity in food can cause chemical reaction and microbial growth effect. And most fresh food have water activity around 0.99. So it's minimum permitting microbial growth. It's an intrinsic factor, that is water activity, and water activity is given here of bacteria, yeast and mold, and it's a very important factor. Please remember all these water activities of different microorganism. So thank you so much everyone. If you find this video beneficial for you, please don't forget to like, share and subscribe this channel for more such kind of videos. And if you have any query regarding this lecture, you can comment down below. Thank you so much.